What if I told you there's a simple move, no machines, no gym memberships, no long routines that could quietly rebuild your strength, sharpen your balance, and even restore the kind of confidence you thought belonged to your younger years? Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But it isn't. This isn't about chasing fitness trends or doing endless workouts that leave your joints aching. It's about one ancient practice that has been used for centuries by martial artists and healers, a practice that most people in the United States and Canada over the age of 50 have never even heard of. It's called the horse stance. At first glance, it may look like you're just standing still, but don't be fooled. What it does for your legs, your posture, your energy, and even your peace of mind might surprise you. In this video, I'll show you why the horse stance is such a powerful tool for staying strong, steady, and independent well into your later years. And here's the secret benefit. Number 7 is something hardly anyone talks about, but it could make all the difference for you. Before we dive in, I'd love for you to drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. Let's see how many of us are ready to take this stance together. Now let's start with the foundation, your legs. After 50, strength in your lower body isn't just about appearance, it's about independence. Think about it. Every time you rise from a chair, climb the stairs, or steady yourself on a slippery sidewalk, it's your legs carrying the load. Lose that strength, and suddenly simple daily tasks begin to feel like challenges. Regaining it means regaining freedom. The horse stance works here like a hidden power station. When you settle into this position, your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and calves all engage at once, creating steady, controlled tension. There's no pounding on your knees, no awkward lunges, no risky movements, just your body learning to hold its ground. And that's what makes it so powerful for aging bodies. It strengthens without the wear and tear. In the United States and Canada, one of the leading reasons older adults lose independence is falling or struggling with mobility. But here's the encouraging truth. 2 minutes a day in this simple stance can restore a sense of strength you didn't even realize you had lost. Imagine carrying groceries up the porch steps without hesitation, walking confidently across an icy driveway, or getting up from the couch without bracing your arms. It's not about looking athletic. It's about living without fear of fragility. With the horse stance, you rebuild trust in your own body. That trust turns into confidence, and confidence is something you carry with you everywhere. And while strong legs keep you moving forward, there's another layer that quietly determines how steady and energized you feel every single day. Your core. Most people think core means six-pack abs, but after 50, it's about something far more important: stability, breathing, and protecting your spine. Without a strong core, even simple actions like twisting to reach a seatbelt, standing in line at the grocery store, or getting out of bed can feel heavier than they should. The horse stance changes that. As you hold a position, your body must stabilize itself without leaning, twisting, or collapsing. That subtle effort is your deep abdominal muscles, your obliques, and your lower back all firing together in harmony. The beauty here is that you don't need crunches, sit-ups, or planks that strain your neck and shoulders. Instead, you're building a core that actually supports your daily life, not just your reflection in the mirror. Even more, this posture naturally deepens your breathing. As you sink into the stance and focus on staying tall, your lungs expand more fully, your diaphragm works more efficiently, and oxygen flows more steadily through your body. The result: more energy during the day and less fatigue when evening comes. Now, here's where I want to hear from you. How often do you notice your lower back or posture giving you trouble? Drop your answer in the comments below, because you're not alone. Thousands of people across the US and Canada face the same issue, and sharing your experience might just encourage someone else to finally take their stance. And once your core feels steady, something even more subtle begins to shift your sense of balance. For many adults over 50, balance quietly fades without notice. You don't think about it until you stumble over a curb, reach for the wall just in case, or hesitate to walk across an icy driveway. But here's the reality. Balance isn't just physical. It's deeply connected to your brain's ability to sense where your body is in space. Scientists call this proprioception, your body's internal GPS. The horse stance directly reactivates that system. By holding still with your legs engaged and your spine tall, your brain and muscles are forced to communicate more clearly. Every second you remain in position is like recalibrating a compass, teaching your body to find center again. Over time, this doesn't just make you steadier on your feet, it also sharpens your reflexes and even supports memory. Studies show that when proprioception improves, the brain lights up in areas linked to coordination and focus. In other words, better balance can mean a sharper mind. Picture this: walking down a crowded grocery aisle without fear of losing your step, dancing at a family wedding with ease, or simply carrying laundry down the stairs without hesitation. These aren't small wins, they're the daily victories that keep life joyful and independent. So let me ask you, when was the last time you noticed your balance falter, even in a small way? Share your story in the comments. Someone reading may realize they're not alone, and that it's never too late to rebuild confidence in every step. And as your balance begins to return, there's another part of the body that often gets overlooked, but plays a critical role in how alive and confident you feel your pelvic region. After many men and women across the US and Canada quietly deal with issues, they rarely talk about stiffness from sitting too long, weaker bladder control, or even a decline in vitality that affects quality of life. These changes are common, but they don't have to be accepted as permanent. Here's where the horse stance does something unique. By sinking into the position, you activate the deep muscles around your hips, pelvis, and lower abdomen. This gentle but consistent engagement increases circulation in an area that often suffers from poor blood flow. For men, that means improved support for erectile function and control. For women, it means stronger pelvic floor tone, which helps with stability, bladder control, and even sexual wellness. And because this pose is still and focused, it works without the awkwardness or discomfort of traditional pelvic floor exercises. But the benefits don't stop there. The horse stance also offsets the toll of long hours spent sitting, whether behind the wheel, at a desk, or on the couch. By opening the hips and stimulating circulation, it helps release tension that builds up from modern sedentary lifestyles. Over time, this translates into less stiffness, better posture, and a renewed sense of ease in daily movement. So here's my question for you. Have you ever noticed how much time you spend sitting each day? Think about it, and then imagine what just 2 minutes in this stance could undo. Share your thoughts below, because chances are someone else watching has the very same struggle. And once the body feels stronger and more open, the next challenge shifts inward to the mind. Because the truth is, after 50, it's not just your muscles that need training, it's your resilience. Stress, restless nights, and daily worries can weigh just as heavily as weak joints or stiff hips. The horse stance offers something rare, a way to strengthen both body and mind at the same time. Hold the stance for 30 seconds and you'll feel it. Your legs start to tremble, your thoughts wander, and your brain whispers, "Quit now." But if you stay, if you breathe, if you push through the discomfort, something powerful happens. You're not just building muscle, you're building discipline. This stillness becomes a form of moving meditation, where each deep breath lowers cortisol, calms the nervous system, and teaches your mind how to remain steady when life feels unsteady. Think about how often challenges test you, not in the gym, but in everyday life. A sudden family emergency, a stressful appointment, a sleepless night. When your mind has practiced staying calm in the stance, it's better prepared to stay calm out there in the real world. That's why I call it emotional armor, an invisible strength you carry everywhere. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you feel your legs shaking or your mind shouting to stop, don't quit, stay in it even 10 seconds longer than you thought you could. And then tell us in the comments, how long did you last and what shifted inside you? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to find their own strength today. And while the mind grows steadier, the body still sends its reminders, aching knees, stiff hips, or that familiar twinge when bending down. For many over 50, joint pain becomes the #1 reason exercise feels impossible. But avoiding movement only makes the problem worse. What's needed isn't more pounding or high-impact routines, but a way to build strength without grinding the joints down. That's exactly where the horse stance shines. Unlike exercises that repeat the same motion over and over, this pose relies on something called isometric loading, holding tension without moving. When you settle into position, your knees, hips, and ankles align and engage together. The gentle pressure stimulates the ligaments and tendons that keep those joints stable, but without the wear and tear that comes from running or jumping. Over time, this builds a kind of internal scaffolding, silently protecting your joints against stiffness, pain, and even injury. Imagine being able to get up from the floor with your grandkids, carry groceries without wincing, or walk down icy steps without hesitation. These everyday victories matter more than lifting heavy weights or chasing athletic goals. They're about living free from fear of pain. So here's something to think about. How often do your knees or hips decide what you can and can't do in a day? If that's your reality, it's time to flip the script. The horse stance gives you back control without pills, without surgeries, just 2 minutes of steady stillness. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments which joint gives you the most trouble, and would you commit to testing this stance for a week? And as your joints begin to feel more supported, there's another silent change that can transform how you move each day, the flexibility of your hips, Tight hips are one of the sneakiest signs of aging. You notice it when you struggle to tie your shoes, when getting out of the car feels stiff, or when your stride shortens without you realizing. Over time, this loss of mobility doesn't just make you feel older, it actually changes the way you carry yourself. The horse stance directly targets this. As you lower into position, your hip joints gently open, stretching the muscles and connective tissues that often stay locked from years of sitting. Unlike aggressive stretching routines or yoga poses that twist the body, the horse stance works gradually. Even a shallow stance held for just a minute begins to release tension and restore movement. The result is more than comfort, it's confidence. A looser, more mobile hip means your posture straightens, your steps lengthen, and your overall presence feels younger. Think about the difference between shuffling slowly and walking tall with steady strides. That change alone can take years off the way you look and feel. So let me ask you directly, when was the last time you noticed stiffness in your hips this morning? Yesterday, or maybe every day? If so, you're not alone, and it's exactly why this stance is worth your time. Try it for a week, then pay attention to how you get out of bed or how you walk across a room. Share your results in the comments because your story might inspire someone else to rediscover their stride too. And once your hips begin to loosen and your stride feels freer, another shift takes place. This time inside, where hormones quietly influence everything from your mood to your sleep. After 50 many people in the US and Canada notice their energy dipping for no clear reason, nights of restless sleep becoming more common, or sudden waves of irritability that seem to appear out of nowhere. These changes aren't just getting older, they're the result of hormonal imbalances that naturally occur with age. The horse stance offers a natural way to rebalance. By holding the pose, your body enters a state of controlled stress, the good kind. This mild challenge reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, while increasing circulation of testosterone and endorphins. The outcome, A, calmer nervous system, steadier energy, and even sharper mental clarity. For women, it can ease hot flashes or mood swings linked to menopause. For men, it helps sustain vitality and motivation. And for both, it creates a deeper sense of calm that carries into daily life. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed, no longer dragging through the day or ending your evening without the weight of constant fatigue. These aren't small improvements, they're the foundation of feeling like yourself again. Now here's my call to you. Have you noticed your mood, energy, or sleep shifting in recent years? Be honest, drop a comment below, and tell us what's been the hardest change for you. Your openness might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to realize they're not alone and that there's a simple, powerful way to fight back against the slide of time. And when your energy feels steadier and your mood more balanced, it becomes easier to notice how your whole body starts working together in ways it hasn't for years. One of the hidden strengths of the horse stance is that while it may look like standing still, it's actually a full body workout in disguise. Your legs are supporting your weight, your core is stabilizing your spine, your back and shoulders stay upright, and even your arms subtly engage to hold proper posture. This kind of coordination is more than muscle. It's neuromuscular training, the constant dialogue between your brain and body. Every second you hold the stance, your nervous system is practicing how to send clearer, faster signals to your muscles. That means you're not just stronger, you're more responsive. In daily life, this translates into catching yourself before a fall, reacting quickly when you slip on ice, or simply moving more gracefully through crowded spaces. It also sharpens cognitive function since the brain thrives when body and mind are asked to work in harmony. Think of it as rehearsal for real life. Carrying groceries, playing with grandchildren, or walking across uneven ground all require multiple muscle groups to fire in sync. The horse stance trains you for those exact moments quietly, effectively, and without strain. So here's a simple challenge. Try holding the stance today and notice which muscles wake up first. Was it your thighs, your core, or your back? Share your answer in the comments. By comparing experiences, we can see just how powerfully this one position engages every part of the body and every connection between mind and muscle. And after realizing how completely your body and brain can work together, there's one final reason the horse stance stands apart: its simplicity. Because let's face it, most people over 50 don't want complicated routines, crowded gyms, or long lists of equipment. What keeps a habit alive isn't how flashy it looks, but how easy it is to do every single day. And the horse stance requires nothing more than your own body and a few quiet minutes. You can step into it anywhere in your living room while the coffee brews your backyard, as the sun rises, even during a quick break at work. No warm-up needed, no travel, no special gear. That's why it works. The barrier to entry is almost zero. Instead of trying to carve out an hour for exercise, you only need 2 minutes, and those 2 minutes add up faster than you think. Over time, this consistency transforms into confidence. You no longer have to rely on willpower to make time for fitness because the stance fits seamlessly into the rhythm of your day. And sustainability is the real secret. What good is a routine if you can't stick with it? The horse stance is small enough to repeat daily, but powerful enough to reshape your strength, balance, and mindset. So here's my invitation tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone or pour your first cup of coffee, step into the stance. Just 30 seconds. Feel the ground beneath your feet, your body waking up, your breath steadying. Then tell us in the comments where you practiced it today. Your kitchen, your porch, maybe even next to your bed. You might be surprised how this simple habit becomes the strongest part of your routine. And when you put all of this together, the strength in your legs, the stability of your core, the return of balance, the renewed vitality, the calm of your mind, the protection of your joints, the freedom in your hips, the steady energy of your hormones, the coordination of your whole body, and the simplicity of a habit you can carry anywhere, you begin to see the horse stance for what it truly island. It's not just an exercise, it's a daily ritual of reclaiming your independence, your confidence, and your future. Aging doesn't have to mean slowing down, shrinking back, or accepting limitations. It can mean choosing smarter ways to stay strong, saying yes to movement, and proving to yourself that you're not done growing. Every time you step into the stance, you're sending a message: I'm still here, I still move, I still matter. That truth is worth reminding yourself of every single day. Now it's your turn. Don't just watch stand up, try the stance, and feel it for yourself. Start with 30 seconds and then push for a minute tomorrow. And after you try it, come back here and tell us, how did it feel? Where did you practice it? Your kitchen, your porch, or maybe your office? Your comment might be the encouragement someone else needs to take their very first stance. So let's make this more than a video. Let's make it a movement. Share your experience, invite a friend or family member to try, and let's see how many people across the US and Canada can rediscover strength in just 2 minutes a day. So let's bring it all together. We've seen how the horse stance isn't just about standing still, it's about unlocking strength in your legs, stability in your core, sharper balance, healthier joints, freer hips, calmer hormones, and a mind that can stay steady under pressure. It's a full body practice that touches every part of daily life, from carrying groceries and walking confidently on icy sidewalks to breathing more deeply and sleeping more peacefully. And the best part, it takes just 2 minutes a day anywhere without a single piece of equipment. Think of it this way, the horse stance is more than a workout, it's a statement. A statement that you're not surrendering to age, that you're still willing to invest in yourself, and that your independence matters. Every second you hold that stance is a small but powerful act of resistance against weakness and decline. Now I want to turn it over to you. Have you tried it yet? How long did you last? 30 seconds, 1 minute, maybe even 2? Drop your answer in the comments below and let's create a space where everyone over 50 across the US and Canada can encourage each other. Your story could be the spark that motivates someone else to take their first step, or in this case, their first stance. Don't wait for tomorrow. Stand up, take your position, breathe, and feel the difference right now. And when you do come back here, share your experience and inspire the next person to join us. Together we can prove that strength, balance, and resilience don't fade with age, they grow stronger with choice.